Excuse me while I whip this out.
Here they come and the crowd cannot wait. Oh, hail Friday Night Tights. I apologize 'cause I'm probably late. Oh, hail Friday Night Tights. Radical lights and highly organized. It's Friday Night Tights, Friday Night Tights. If you're still not offended tonight, oh, hail Friday Night Tights. Rest assured that the chances are high. Oh, hail Friday Night Tights. Radical lights and highly organized. It's Friday Night Tights, Friday Night Tights. Time has come, they are finally here. Oh, hail Friday Night Tights. We're not affiliated, just so we're clear. Oh, hail Friday Night Tights. Radical lights, highly organized. It's Friday Night Tights. Sweet Mother Mary, turn on the oil, you got real. It's Friday Night Tights, Friday Night Tights, Friday Night Tights, Friday Night Tights, Friday Night Tights.
I hunted, Rob. I hunted for Tobey Maguire's dick.
Boomered it right in the beginning. That was probably a long silence for you. As I was saying that you didn't hear, I didn't want you to hear me coughing because my voice is usually pretty shot after Friday Night Tights. And usually I take this day off, chill out with the family, but I decided to do Square Up instead. Let's see who's here. Let's see who's here. And yeah, I know I boomered right in the beginning. And obviously, the little tiny pee-pee in the room. Some days you just want to mock the absurdity of woke Hollywood and with your friends on a Friday night. And some days your guest whips out his teeny tiny pee-pee that was so small that the YouTube algorithm didn't even pick it up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What's up? We got Whiskey One Eye. My voice is already starting to go. Hang on. This will be an interesting one. Nabans, how's it going? Dan Hans, how you doing? Rangers 1995 fan. Sauron Morgoth. Mechaboo. Tits and ray guns. Well, speaking of that, I don't have many rules on Friday Night Tights, but I guess we're going to have one. I'm going to draw the line at Whip It Out Your Johnson on a live stream. Now, I don't want to be haste because with something like boobs, we're going to take on a case-by-case basis, okay? And that's just the way it is. But don't want to go crazy or anything, but Jesus Christ. Clobbering Times, what's up? Selena Redwine, how you doing? Stan Lee, no dicks. No dicks, Stan Lee. And I'm glad you're trolling from heaven. Bless you, sir. Kitty Taylor, what's up? And Wreck-It Rain, how's it going? So I'm going to be doing a square up. We're going to cover the questions from last night and previous Friday Night Tights as much as I can do, as much as my voice can handle today. No Doodles, no Johnsons, no Free Willy. But it did inspire. I mean, this is a classic clip. I used to have this on my soundboard at Acura. If my friend Scott Edwards is out there, he watches sometimes. I worked with him at Acura in Escondido, and they had a PA system, and you could access the PA system with a phone number, so you could access it from home. So, for instance, if I'm really bored on a Sunday, I have my soundboard at home, and I would call in the Acura dealership, and wow, God, you can't even say it now. Playing like some South Park clips. We'll say some salty South Park clips, maybe a couple of porn clips. And a lot of stuff from Blazing Saddles. A lot of stuff from Blazing Saddles because I thought it was funny, and it was. And they never could figure out it was me and Scott doing it. And we did it for months. So every Sunday, somebody'd be walking the lot looking for a new Acura, and they'd hear some moaning from a porn or something over the PA. It was me. Guilty. This is one of my favorites.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
God bless Mel Brooks. I don't know about the history of the world, though. Heard it's not very good. I'm also going to talk about what I wanted to talk about last night, which is Bob Iger delaying all kinds of Disney projects. And I mean, I think we can all take our MCU victory lap at this point. Make Marvel mail again. What's up, Buford T. Justice? For $49.99. Gary, I don't mind you bringing different people on to different opinions on Friday Night Tight, but I hope you don't mind if I call the gamer words and call them gamer words in the chat. No, I don't. Like, love you, Gary, and FNT. Nothing will ever change unless you pull a crying game. Well, no danger of that right now. But I live my life day to day, so you never know. This is a good song. This is a karaoke version. Don't think we're going to struck for this. Bless you, Buford T. Justice. Bless you. No, that what happened last night was, bringing Gavin on was my decision, and I knew it would be controversial, and I knew the haters would be ready to pounce, and that's exactly why I did it, because nobody dictates like who we can bring on. My main goal is to entertain, and you know what? Those who try the most fail the most, and sometimes shit doesn't work out. Not every episode is a banger, and that's okay. Lesson learned. But yeah, you whip out your Johnson on my channel, you don't come back. You don't come back. What I mean, what the worst story is this is my family was out getting my delicious Round Table pineapple pizza. So while they were waiting for the pizza, they were watching Friday Night Tights all together. Both my kids, my wife, during that time. Now, one of my kids is a full-grown adult. The other one is on the verge of adulthood. They all had a good laugh about it. And honestly, they couldn't see anything. There's nothing to see. But Jesus, yeah. So we had to cut it out, and then we re-uploaded it on Nerdrotic Live. But I think that more like that incident takes away from like the argument for the first 45 minutes about the importance of nerd culture. And I think that's a good argument to have with people and a good debate, especially when you're debating with somebody who culturally outside of pop culture has had some provocative but interesting takes, but some horrible takes when it comes to gaming, comics. You know, obviously there's no shame to my game, and I said that on the stream when he pointed out all my figures here. This is but one wall of 1, 2, 3. Then there's a smaller wall there. 4, smaller wall there. 5. Then there's an inner wall to the doorway. 6, 7, and then there's the doorway, which will count as 8. There are 8 walls in here of varying sizes, completely covered with action figures. No shame to my game, and there never has been. So I think part of it is whether you like this stuff or not, you need to respect its impact on culture, and you need to understand that it's not going away. It's something that people like. So just because you don't like it doesn't mean you don't respect it. You know, there was a time I didn't respect anime or manga, didn't like it at all, but I learned to. You know, because I just thought it was all like Sailor Moon and shit, you know, other than like I watched Speed Racer when I was a kid. But I learned to, I don't like it all, but you know, I respect the fan base. I don't play games. I respect the fan base. I understand that that's the biggest entertainment industry in the world by far. And that has to be acknowledged, accepted. It is the future. Hollywood knows it. Comics now knows it to their peril. And so do all other forms of entertainment. Music, it all gets completely overshadowed by gaming. Something I'm not particularly into, but see, I can respect it. I respect gamers. And, you know, well, quite frankly, I'm an expert gamer now. After playing Witcher 3 times. I'm a pro. I'm a pro. But you still want to have these conversations, whether they work or not. Well, it seems like, and I'm not surprised about this. Gavin is fully entrenched, and Matt Walsh, they do it to provoke a response, and it's mainly just as, to me anyway, an act like a comedy routine, but it's not like genuine or legit. They might feel that way, but they don't care either way. This is all about getting content, getting a reaction, getting people talking about you. Not my thing. So I think it's a good conversation to have. I really do. But when you get into, that like really 1970s view of nerds, they're just fat virgins. It's like, dude. So I thought it was, I know some of my co-hosts, and I completely respect that, are more private than I am. I'm kind of an open book, except when I don't show my kids' faces on social media. But other than that, or like where I live, but I'm pretty open about stuff, and some people aren't, and that's totally cool, and I completely understand. But I thought it was really good when he was asking around about our lives, and he found out, oh wow, it's you can have a fully quote unquote normal life, happy life, fulfilling life, and still like this stuff, and still pay your mortgage, pay your rent, pay your bills, not live with mom, or with the stereotype. And listen, some people have to live with their parents. There's just that happens. No judging there from my account, and for my part anyway. But you got to have these conversations. Sometimes they're not fun. And mostly Friday Night Tights is for fun. So anytime something like this happens, we brought on Alex Jones, but Alex Jones respects the culture, respects pop culture. Anthony Cumia respects pop culture. So when we bring somebody in, it usually fits. This one did not. That's fine. But usually my modus operandi on FNT is to use a sports phrase, go hard in the paint on nerd most of the time. And that's what we're going to continue to do. We do have Benny on next week, but Benny absolutely respects pop culture, and he's one of the few, and I mentioned it in one of my videos, who absolutely gets it and watches this stuff and is a total nerd. He had some pretty solid takes on The Mandalorian, which honestly, I got to watch the rest of it because I heard it gets worse. But once I saw R5D4, I was like, oh, Jesus. Right after Dave Filoni explains away Cara Dune by saying, it's a big galaxy, except you run into R5D4. What? What? But here, we're going to read some of your questions. Bradley Burnett for $10. I'm okay with drawing the line with appearances of genitalia. As for boobs, I agree. I agree on a case-by-case basis process. Just don't let Az be in charge of that. Well, I think all of our eyes combined can help Az out whenever, But as Shad correctly pointed out last night, when Gavin was making that horrible analogy about Medusa or boobs or something like that, and Shad's like, no, nerds are probably the best, absolutely the best at spotting boobs. And I agree with that sentiment completely. Sir Ubasan, thank you, by the way, Bradley Burnett, for $10. Hope you and FNT Fellowship had a great Friday. We did. Stay strong and keep the Iron Age up and Center for Entertainment for this generation of innocent kids. We'll need it. Good luck. Godspeed. Viva FNT. Thank you, Sir Ubasan. Yeah, I'm working on a video. Well, Perry's working on it right now. I'm doing this. Gonna watch a little Picard again, and I don't know. Yeah, usually this is my chill day where I watch a movie or something, but I kind of want to rewatch Picard. Thought Gavin would be bigger, would have was gonna be a bigger Richard. Not in this case, no. Robert McDonald, thank you for the $20. Not in this case, no. We have Bruce Flash is a new member. Welcome, sir. I'm going to assume it's a sir. We've got, oh, God, YouTube, you've got to fix this. You've got to fix this, YouTube. Oh, I apologize. Somebody from a member chat said they got their plushies in. And I'm glad you got your plushies in. I'm sorry that the name dropped. Let me know who it was in the chat. I would like to see you get Knowles on. Recently, he's been on some YouTube podcasts, and he does call himself a culture connoisseur. Knowles. Harry Knowles? From Ain't It Cool? Am I getting the right Knowles there? John and Klassen for 5 Canadian pesos. I can't see us agreeing on very much. Didn't Harry Knowles get Me Too'd out of existence? I used to go to Ain't It Cool all the time back in the day, way back in the day. Maybe I'm thinking of someone. Maybe you're thinking of somebody else. Though. Michael Knowles. Oh, okay, Michael Knowles. I'm like, what? I don't know. I don't know all these pundit types. I am way too busy paying attention to pop culture. I know, big news like Silicon Valley Bank being taken over by the feds, and they're talking about bailouts again. And you just shake your head. You go, wow. It's like people didn't learn the first time when we had an administration like this. And, well, here we are repeating history. Gotta say, pretty gay of Gavin wanting to talk about relationships over talking about Spider-Man with the boys. The irony, ha ha ha. I know Shaka Zulu won for $10. I'm like, I don't talk like I mentioned that to Mrs. Nerdrotic. She once in a while, she's like, does so-and-so have a girlfriend or something? I'm like, we don't talk about that shit. Like, never. If one of us decides to bring it up, that's fine. But mostly we're shitting on each other and talking about woke Hollywood or stuff we like. It's not, I don't get into the relationship talk, oh my God. We should been married for 20 years. What am I going to say? What kind of advice can I give? I haven't dated in the modern era. I don't even know what the name of a single dating app. I'd be the worst person to ask in the world. We should blame the pineapple pizza for this. No, I refuse to. Sci-fi is life for $2. No, do not blame the innocent pineapple pizza. That was delicious, by the way. Gavin was more annoying when throwing more annoying than throwing snow chains, driving 3 hours through ice hills and snow with no radio. Glad I missed that part. Three Bear Thunder. Yeah. Well, I thought maybe naively that we could have a overall conversation about culture. I know how he felt about that, but I didn't think he was just going to rail in on it, especially since he asked to be on the show. Like, we did not seek him out. He asked to be on the show. And I said, sure, why not? What the fuck? And it wasn't great, but that's the way it goes. Not every one of our shows is a banger. I'd love to think that, but it's not. Pinochet's helicopter tours for $5. If Bree was asked to perpetuate the New Direction ideology and the message, wait, I think I can do the message, kind of like the quartering. The message. Did Victoria Alonso possibly set up Bree to take the fall if it failed? She is taking the fall, and Victoria Alonso is one of the architects of this fall. You've seen her rise to prominence as time has gone on. I also think legitimately Marvel Phase 4 was greatly affected, whether you like him or not, by James Gunn and the Russos and the last of the holdovers from the previous regime mapping out the MCU, and it just became Kevin Feige and Victoria Alonso. It's a very noticeable difference, isn't it? So noticeable that Bob Iger is like, and you know what they're going to do? You know how Disney's going to interpret this? Well, obviously, people aren't into white male leads. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say Ant-Man had a white male lead, and then people aren't into him. Because that's the same shit they said about Batman versus Superman when it didn't succeed. Go look up the articles. That's what people just aren't interested in cis male leads. When what people are interested in is compelling characters, and they're not. And that's what a shame. Paul Rudd, charming actor, very charming actor. And they managed to make Ant-Man basic bitch gobbledygook. Sci-fi has a huge impact on social and political commentary. Absolutely it does. It is helped shape my life. Star Trek Chain of Command, there are 4 lights, is such a major eye-opener. Aaron alums for $5. So many lessons learned from Star Trek and Doctor Who and comics when I was young. And as I said to Gavin last night, and I've said in multiple videos, adults don't like when we go watch a Spider-Man movie. We're not imagining ourselves as Spider-Man. We're not like, "Ooh, I'm Spider-Man," like I was when I was a kid. I remember when my dad took me to San Francisco for the first time. It's the first time I saw like buildings. San Diego didn't have many buildings, so I was like walking around San Francisco as like a 7-year-old, and he said I was just web slinging everywhere. I was going just pretending. I don't do that. What I see is the story as it is, and I enjoy the story as it is. It's no different than being into NASCAR, liking sports, being into music, being into skiing. You're all a nerd for something. And to say one is better or worse than the other, which is part of fandom and life, that's fine. But to just dismiss it as, oh, this is just kiddie stuff and it's the infantilization, I can't say that word, of society. And there is an argument to be made, but that's way more to the SJW side and the social media side, the TikTok side. But, I read all kinds of stuff. And so do you guys. that's why I tried to also point out that when we go to meetups, I meet doctors, lawyers, truck drivers, day laborers, contractors, nurses, like normal people. A good time to have said all that would have been last night to that blowhard's face. Paul Turner, Jeremy, Shad, yours truly, and Ryan. We said a lot, but we want to keep the story, we want to keep the conversation going too. And I'm not going to sit there and yell. This isn't like having a debate with a detractor who has no argument other than pejoratives. Like, that's not something I'm not interested in getting into a fucking some circle jerk with some guy who's just decided he hated me because he doesn't like my perceived politics or his Fifi hurts, or it's a content creator who basically just can't manage to get their shit together and work on themselves and work on better content. I mean, that's usually what I'm speaking specifically of the content creator detractors right now. It's usually a deep-seated personal issue that they're projecting on Eric July or Jeremy or the Quartering or the Critical Drinker or yours truly or and it really has nothing to do with us. So I'm not interested in getting into that kind of conversation. But as I said last night with Gavin or not that Matt Walsh should ever know who I was, I'd talk to them for sure. I'd debate them about that all day long. Because at least there would be some things we agree on fundamentally. So it would just be trying to get to the convince them, which I don't know if I could do, to respect it. And if they can't, well, fuck them. Who cares? It's their loss. It's their loss. As somebody who is not, strictly not either side ever, okay? I despise centralized government. I despise it. It's a necessary evil in our lives, but it's not something I root for or am I ever been a fan of. I've seen the other side of centralized government in institutions. I'm not a fan, okay? But I can understand. I think that a lot of people in the center on the right have had some very good takes when it comes to censorship, authoritarianism. But if you just completely ignore pop culture, which is a massive part of American culture and has been for a long fucking time, it is just as American, if not more now than, remember baseball, apple pie, hot dogs, baseball, apple pie, and Chevrolet, or whatever the fuck they said. It's more American than all that shit now. And to not respect it is idiotic. It's just flat out idiotic. And if they want to keep losing, that's how you do it. Keep losing. Hey, since you're pro gamer now, I've always been pro gamer. I've never been anti-gamer ever. Now, could you help me out with Elden Ring? Craig, I appreciate you asking. I really do. I will help you die faster. I heard that's a hard game. But since I play on very small child mode, like practically almost story mode, I don't know if I'd be much of a help. But sure, shoot me your emails. I'll give you do a roundhouse kick. That I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Eric Pippas for $5. I was working on other distractions with the sound on and the video off for Friday Night Tights. Now, what the fuck happened? Gavin literally exposed himself. Well, I will say it looked like it. There was some talk that it might be a Wizinator. At this point, it don't matter. It looked like he exposed himself and then peed. So there are clips all over YouTube, but we edited out. It is the video is disappeared. We pulled the video all together because even if I private it, YouTube could still get back. And I don't want that stuff on YouTube or my channel. So yeah. We kept going for a while because I'm like, well, what's done is done. And I was thinking, well, maybe there, I don't know. Maybe there's a way we could cut it out while it's live, but there wasn't. So Went on for like an hour, and then we said, all right, let's pull it. I was going to keep it on Rumble. Then I'm like, I thought better of it. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that to Rumble. So we pulled it down off of both and then re-uploaded it on Nerdrotic Live and Rumble. And you can see the whole mess of a conversation there. But yeah. I talked to some friends afterwards, and they asked me, like, they were pissed. And I'm like, I'm not pissed. I'm not pissed. I'm more pissed. I'm I'm just disappointed that the conversation, like whipping his dick out, whatever. I mean, as long as I'll look at it this way. Okay. You might think I'm crazy, but slept like a baby last night. You ever almost been in a car accident? But like, it's like almost being in a car accident, but there wasn't a scratch on your car. Everybody's fine. It was freaky for a minute. And then you just go, okay, I'm going to keep driving. That's exactly how I look at it. I've been through so much worse shit than this in my life. It's like, but for everybody defending and getting mad, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for having our back. And there's a good debate. And like, listen, I saw plenty of people say, I hated that show. It sucked. Totally understand. Like, no hard feelings. One person actually apologized to me. I'm like, why don't apologize to me? Like, you don't have to be sorry about anything. If you didn't like the show, you didn't like the show. It is cool. It is totally cool. We got you, man. We will have fun next week. Benny's a good dude. And then we just confirmed Razor Fist down the road about 3 weeks. He's going to be launching another book. So we got Razor Fist coming on. We're going to I'll find a week. We're trying to work Dave Cullen. And, we got Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan coming on Real BBC, but I want to bring them on FNT too while Graham's book is still going. Plus they're so good. They're so good. So yeah, we're going to get them back, and the usuals. Gavin trying to sabotage your show was evil. F him. I think I won't say the YouTuber's name, but the person who is familiar with Gavin said he was feral. So I thought at worst we'd see Gavin's ass. I did not think he would pull an Iggy Pop on our live stream. No, can't have him back. No way. Sailor Mercury, thank you. Gavin's microaggression for $9.99. Whether people like the show or not, it was a great way where FNT defended each other, the fans, and entertainment, and always will. Always will. You let the guest have their say, which means sometimes giving them enough rope to hang themselves. Hail Gary and the chat with micro penis. Blackest Night, thanks for gifting one membership. You're awesome. Thanotas 777 for $5. The problem with the right is they let the far left take over pop culture, and now they want to burn it down instead of fighting for it. Well said. Thank you. You're going to get applause. You're going to get applause. Well said. Yeah, fuck it. Black pill. Burn it down. As Razor Fist says, the black pill is a suppository. We can't afford to burn it down because we won't be able to. I would love that. But there are too many people who genuinely enjoy pop culture, don't want to be part of this, and we can't. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm here to speak my opinion, and you guys have your own. Own. And I just, I sit there and talk about pop culture, and you guys are individuals with your own ideas, opinions, and will not agree with me on everything. And thank God. And it's just not possible. Now you can create an alternative economy, which has always been there. It's the independent sphere. And that's where, if you want to put your energy into that, absolutely, with Eric and the Critical Drinker and Razor Fist and our boy Shad, who might be AI. I'm not sure. But yeah, if that's where you want to focus your money, absolutely do that. But then there's the situation with Star Trek Picard, which creates an interesting debate too. And do I have the answer for all of it? No, I don't. But my perspective is that it's got that horrible Alex Kurtzman name on it. But I know he had nothing to do with the show other than letting a showrunner, which he did, let a showrunner come in and do basically what he wants. And that showrunner specifically listened to criticism and tried to do his best to please Star Trek fans. Didn't work with everybody, and it's not going to. There's a lot of baggage that isn't Terry's fault, but it doesn't mean it's not there. Life isn't fair, and I didn't mean that for that to rhyme. But when somebody does try something legitimately that's not woke, that tries to honor the characters that came before, and then we're in a situations like, do I ignore that Kurtzman name? Do I ignore what, some of the actors, not Michael Dorn, by the way, but what some of the actors have said? And that's a personal decision. I can watch something and enjoy it and see it as a win. I see it as a massive win. It doesn't save the franchise, though. It doesn't. It just shows that, they're completely capable of making something good and non-woke when they choose not to. And the thing that we have been screaming at the mountaintops about is the shit's not working. It's a failure. You're not making money. As a matter of fact, you're out there lying through the access media constantly to cover up the fact that you're not making money. You were just living off of the investor money. And now their chickens have come home to roost, and you can't hide it anymore. And there's billions lost and streaming services dialing back. And you are going to see a shitload of projects outright canceled and shelved and never spoken of again. And we said this was coming. All of us said this was coming because we could see with our eyes. You can run your fucking narratives all day long. We can see with our own eyes. This is shit. People don't like it. You can try to manipulate freaking platforms like YouTube and Rotten Tomatoes and Twitter all, with the fucking bots, all you want, and then say it's us. But ultimately, your shit's got to make money, and it didn't. But what we were trying to do is like, hey, we want to still enjoy Star Trek in the future, but you're ruining it forever. Like forever. Like it survived a lot of stuff. It ain't surviving this. And then the question with Doctor Who will come up in a few months. I haven't talked about Doctor Who because, I'm waiting to see the 60th. I'm waiting to see. I've said my piece on Jodie. She's gone. Waiting to see the 60th. Not holding out a lot of hope. They don't deserve any benefit of the doubt. 200-watt studio. Gavin McPenis. Well, you got to kind of have one to be called McPenis for $2. I am going to clown his. Like, if you're going to whip your shit out, man, think about it. I'm just going to say think about it. It might not go well for you. Wait. I think that's a better. I was going to do a rim shot. Andres Ortega for $1.99. Thanks for the thumbs up. We got your back, brother. Hail the fellowship, and we got your back. Rooster Cogburn, thank you for the $4.99. All right, we're gonna get some. I will catch up with the news, but I'm gonna get to some of the olds, some from last night. Right. Okay. These are Rumble rants from last night. The clear site for $1 says, hi, all. Gary. Hi, Gary. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Shad. Hi, Quarter Black Garrett. Hi, Gavin. Hi, Ryan. Hi, X-Ray Girl. Hi, Chrissy. And F. Chrissy this week for no reason at all. Wow. That one came in early. Obviously. Cameron Ensign for $5. Audiobooks are preferable, given that you can read, which if you're white, that is likely not an issue. Wow. Freaking Rumble rants. Mugged or How to Piss in Public, as read by the authors, for example, are far superior over audio. Okay. PP Payne for $10. Gary, since you're in San Antonio, have you thought about linking up with gun tubers in the AO, aka guy, donut operator, etc. There's overlap audience. Hail all. Yeah, I've chatted with donut operator. We have DM'd. Very cool dude. I follow him. I've subscribed to his channel. I would love to talk. We'll bring him on. We'll probably bring him on FNT. Unfortunately, my wife would have to go to all the gun ranges and stuff because I can't. Oh my gosh, it's a shadlet. Says Sport Nugget for $5. What's a shadlet? Gavin's pee-pee? I don't know. I remind you, it was so tiny. It was so small that the YouTube algorithm didn't pick it up. The AI didn't pick it up. And up until the time I pulled the stream, it was monetized. And the funniest thing, I shared this with Jeremy today. I'll read it to you. I got a raging email, and it wasn't about this week. It was about last week. What did I say? I got to do my voice here. Check.
Hello. I watched your YouTube video of Disney's Peter Pan and Wendy trailer reaction, and I find it to be very racist. I cannot believe how you people call attacking a child actors comedy. Your video is so racist, the comments have become a breeding ground of hate. I find every person in that video repugnant. You should do better than attack children with your racist shouts and actions. You have been reported.
That was a fucking Friday Night Tights with Disparu. That's the worst email I got. That was we did a reaction. It was actually on Nerdrotic Daily. We did a reaction to the Patel Pan and Wendy trailer, where Wendy will be the warrior. And it is a clear sign that Disney will not change anytime soon. Anytime soon. By the way, that thing was produced under Bob Iger's supervision. So I've got content creator friends who really believe that Bob Iger was trying to turn things around, and maybe they have better information than I do, but I can only go off what I see with my own eyes. And I never saw an inkling to change at all under his regime. Not one. As a matter of fact, Bob Iger delaying all this stuff is more change than we've seen in a long time. And that's just because they're forced to, because they're out of money. Now, I don't get into the investor crap, and there might be some FTX involvement. And the only thing I have to say to that is, but Rave Forever for $20 on the super chat side. So Gavin, he could not stand seeing better people than himself be successful. You would hope that's not the case. As I always say, envy is the elixir of failure. Razorfist had a great freaking tweet. I'm going to read it again. Absolute fantastic tweet. That Razorfist is always on point. Always on point. Great video on Angry Joe or Peaced Off Jose. I saw that. I pissed myself. Not like Gavin, though. Let's see. What did Razorfist say? I don't want to misquote him. Oh, God, I'm tweeting a lot. It's becoming a bit of a problem. Here it is. The best revenge is to drown your detractors in creativity they are physically and mentally incapable of producing. It's and with Gavin, like, it is really important to have people like Matt Walsh and Gavin. Yeah, you need to in the overall culture war. You need provocateurs. You need people willing to just go balls out. I think that's part of it. but you also need you guys. That's kind of important. It's really important not to dismiss the actual power, which is with the people. Something that gets lost. I had to use my albuterol inhaler for the stream. I don't know. Albuterol. I don't know what I can't read. Shane. Sorry, Shane Bentley. I'm sorry you had to use your inhaler. Gear for 50,000 Martian pesos. I have no idea what that denomination is. Congrats on the stream again, Ryan. Sent by Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers or the quartering that watching anime is healthier than all of creepy Hollywood. Thanks, man. I can't argue with that right now. Mr. Midnight 222 for, I would say, well, if you're into manga, take a look at Bond Dessiné. Some good shit. For two British pounds, a chat echo chamber has been triggered by Gavin. I don't think we're ever in echo chamber. I think we're usually just kind of laughing at shit, but okay. Yeah, such an echo chamber last night. Regal, but maybe you're agreeing with it, Mr. Midnight. Maybe I misinterpreted that. For 5 Canadian pesos, you should reach out to G Prime 85 about just this topic of influencing culture. He speaks about it a lot on Twatter. I will take a look. Anime Acumen for $2. So when is Gavin coming back as a return guest? You know, I take life day by day, and I never say never. This is pretty close, though. Not anytime soon. Don't know if my first cent, but here's 5 for your immediate retirement fund, Gary. Says Kendon Browner for $5. Yeah, I was saying last night, I'm like, well, I hope you enjoyed the final episode of Friday Night Tights. It was really fun. Love you all. Thank you for the support. Please don't get canceled over the show. We love you too much. Yasser. Thank you, Yasser, for $4.99. I appreciate that. Love you too. I will try not to. But if you think about it, and this was not planned, this will happen. I mean, we've had our share of controversies, not many, but we've had our share. And as I said during the last one, there'll be another one. We live stream. You know, as a matter of fact, it's pretty amazing that we haven't had more. But, you know, the lesson we learned is the dump button. We now have a dump button. So if that ever happens again, we have a tool to hide the tool. But again, boobs, case by case basis. Seriously. Giants fan 13 for $10. Gary, didn't you ever tell Gavin to never cross the streams? My mistake. It's my mistake. Aussie stereotype for 10 Australian dollars. Worked in a Australian dollars. Worked in a hotel that also did weddings. And the stories I have, including the time where the bride got so trashed, she lurched all over the suit and the groom mopped it up with her dress. Yeah, the sprinklers came on during my first wedding. That was God telling me, get out. Try doubling that age, Gavin. You haven't progressed beyond straw man arguments at your age, says Dio Brando for $4.99. Yeah, again, it was a really freaking backwards take on nerds, and it was really boomer, like truly boomer, from a guy who like was so entrenched in culture for so long. But he's been through a lot too. Like I've watched the shit out of Gavin for years and years. I'm still subbed to censored TV now, and yeah, I still watch that stuff. I'm not going to stop. Not going to stop. Yeah, you know, I don't know if I'm just jaded at this point, or I didn't get pissed over it. I guess he was wondering, and I'm like, no. So the audience is, the audience is for sure. Me, ifs and buts, man. If the channel got hurt, yeah, I'd be pissed. Dodged a bullet. Dodged a little wee-wee. Mike Hawkspins for $5. This may not have been the best FNT, but it's certainly the most memorable. I love Fridays. That is true. It is being talked about quite a bit. And that's what I was going to talk. Remember when Andy Kaufman and that wrestler, I think it was on David Letterman, ours was a little more serious. That was planned, not planned. We're not sure, but that's a kind of disaster, but it gets people talking about it. I'm just trying to find ray of sunshine in this. Rebellious ex-colonials can't drink properly. That might be true. Fury Kitten, stream sober and don't stream on a stream. Curry Kitten for 2 British pounds. Thank you. White so serious for $5 Australian. Hail everyone. Love you all. Thought I would let you know that Ripa is doing another takedown of a detractor. Keep up the great work. It's needed. Hey, cheers. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. And, Ripa likes playing with his food, and I appreciate him for that. And I'll watch that stuff too. But as I said before, we all need a better brand of detractors because it's weak. It's weak. And, as I always say, and back to Razor Fist's comment there, if you like the Rings of Power, if you like The Last Jedi, if you like Disney Star Wars, if you like Disney Marvel, if you like Star Trek Discovery, make a video, make content, tell us why you like it, what you enjoy about it, and you may find some traction or an audience. Go out and, edit your videos, do your research. And our arguments are out there, and you can put your arguments out there, but they're never about the show. They're never about Marvel. They're never about the plot of Ant-Man. It's about Ryan. It's about Ryan, and somebody just doesn't like Ryan and his politics, or me, or anyone else. And it's clear what it is. It is clear. We are not gatekeepers. We do not own these IPs. We have absolutely no say in them. We just make our videos, and quite frankly, they help us. It doesn't hurt at all. Jiggy Calzone for 10 Canadian pesos. Just wanted to say I enjoyed the very last FNT on YouTube. Nice having y'all here while it lasted. Well, someday. And we ain't out of the woods yet. I'd say if I haven't gotten an email by Monday, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not worried about it anyway. It's gone. It's also not the first time somebody has whipped out their Johnson, flashed their vag, flashed their boobs on YouTube or Twitch or anywhere else. Happens quite a bit. Gavin faked an FBI raid. Owen Benjamin spilled the beans. I remember that, BMB Studios for $4.99, and somebody spilled the beans to us that it was fake too. Wolf Bear for $10. Shad, I love your opinion regarding the Wheel of Time show's gender crap. The books emphasized the differences in the sexes. The show ruined it and made women power of the time. P.S. Uhuru Gavin. Jiggy Calzone for $10. Just wanted to say, I read that one. Fury Kitten for 5 British pounds. A stone is the weight of raw wool. Okay. To yield a Flemish length of cloth, it is a trade unit now fixed at 14 pounds. Gotcha. I don't know. The only time I've ever heard stone was in that AC/DC song, Whole Lot of Rosie. Gavin, I read that. I'm digging the origin story episode of FNT. I know a lot more about the cast now. Hail Gavin. There you go. Jorgensen for 5 Canadian pesos. I got to correct the record on Kelly LeBrock. She was born in 1960, which would have made her 24 or 25 when released in Weird Science in 1985. All hail Friday Night Tights. Well, she looked good. Citizen 7. Thank you for correcting the record, though. Thank you for the $20. Aru Honeydew for $2. Anyone notice Creed was the villain in Creed 3? I didn't watch it. I heard some people say it's good. I heard some people say it wasn't. It's probably better than Ant-Man. BMB Studios for $4.99. Gavin is pretty confident for a guy who steals jokes from Owen Benjamin. Ooh, is that true? Comedians are always saying that. Like, I love Chrissy, love Anthony Cumia, but I hung out with comedians in San Francisco. They're crazy. They are fucking crazy. They are nuts. Think actor times it a couple of times above that. So about entertainment, Brightest Dave, $2. I know. Oh, don't worry. That was 4 hours-ish. That we're gonna be entertainment from here on out for a long time. Righteous Kill 45 for $5. Come on, bros. Talk nerd shit. Keep rocking on, Gary. And we will. Thank you for the $5. BMB Studios for $4.99. After Gavin faked the FBI raid, fact, he joined the Black Eye Club while in France. Oh, did he get punched? Remember, stay angry for $5. Statistics say that you're 1.31 times more likely to get divorced if you live together before marriage. Is that true? I did not know that. I don't know if that's a legit statistic, but I'm going to just take the chat's word for it. B&B Studios for $4.99. Wouldn't it be funnier if Gavin faked another FBI raid and Owen Benjamin spilled the beans? I don't think he can do it twice, but you never know. Animate Acumen for $10. I always heard you should be able to live with them for 2 years before proposing. All I ever saw at the end of high school is people marrying fresh out of high school. It's just a matter of finding, like the blanket generalization. Like nobody likes divorce. I've been through it. It's fucking, it's not great. And I went through like a really amicable, nice divorce. I can't imagine what an ugly one would be like. It does affect the kids. It does. That's a fact. But being miserable will affect your kids too. So it's all in the parents, and it's a massive responsibility, and it's one that the court dictates, and they usually favor women, and they don't favor the dude. So I don't have an answer for that. I don't. Like my parents adopted me. They were good parents, and I still turned out to be a wily maniac. So it's a crapshoot. You got to find the right person. If you do, you can't bail out at the first sign of trouble, or if there's a big argument. I mean, certainly there's deal breakers, but if it's just fights, even as Gavin said, sometimes you're going to be roommates, some days you're going to be friends, some days you're going to be lovers. It's not going to be that first year of marriage all the time. But if you make it through, and some people don't even have to go through the adversity, but if you make it through your arguments, stay talking, and do it, for yourselves and for the kids, your bond with your wife or your whatever will be stronger, absolutely stronger. But some shit just doesn't work out, and you can't dismiss that. You absolutely can't dismiss that. People change. Shit happens. You cannot just like, we're going to stay for the kids, because that did happen a lot, and the kids ended up being just as screwed up. So again, it's not something I have an answer for. Wish I did. Mike Steele for $5. The bait and switch is a killer of a lot of marriages. Yeah, it is. And franchises. See, I stayed nerd. Blaze Heart Panther for $5. Cham Topol, the man who played the main character from the Fiddler on the Roof, has passed away from Alzheimer's on March 8th. He was a legend. Yes, he was. He was also in Flash Gordon. Ah, man, poor guy. But yeah, I love Flash Gordon. Love that movie. Blanco Boy for $4.99. I like Gavin, but good grief, this show is trash tonight. Brightest Day for $5. This somehow became the filthiest and most wholesome FNT in I can't remember how long. Gavin's a great guest. Hail FNT. Yeah, it was all over the place. Shad brought on his youngest kid. Cute as hell. Holy hell, Gavin says Deuce Pigeon for $1.99. Dio Brando for $4.99. Rather than framing a historical, even to discuss a particular topic, you can make fiction and explore the topic or theme as much as you want. Yes, and many do. And some people just want to tell a story. You know? I can't get into Tolkien's head. I've hours of interviews, read a lot, but this story was, it's, some will say it was him dealing with the war, but like, no, this thing was cropping around in his head from a childhood. So it's almost like he just was born to write it, with Lord of the Rings. Brandon, $20. I think people have too much faith in the free market. Go woke, go broke clearly hasn't been true for years. These companies are owned by BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, who have a vested interest in losing this stuff. Yes, Vanguard, I think, is so much of this was paid for by the Trump economy when money was just flowing into this country. Our industry was coming back. The stock market was getting evened out because, like him or not, you had a businessman who understood how to make money, understood trade, and wow, our economy got good. And all of a sudden, Hollywood just got bloated, and they decided to not only bite the hand that feeds them, kill the golden goose, because they believe their own rhetoric. And again, like the guy or not, objectively, the economy was better. And the fact that he even survived through COOF for a year and a half is a testament to that economy. I've never seen one better in my life. Now we are not on the brink of a recession. We're in one. We're fucking in one. We just had a bank shut down. That is, you kept your money here and we can't give it to you now. We stole your fucking money. And that's federally insured and it'll probably get bailed out. But that's bottom line. People can't access their deposits today. By Monday, they'll be able to get their own money. And there was a run on the bank. So did anybody hear what was the precursor to the run on the bank? Well, obviously people knew shit's going down. I'm getting my money out. And they try to make that sound like a bad thing. But that's the thing I found out when I was very young. I went to go close out a bank account to buy my comic store, and it was a large sum of money, and they didn't have it there. I'm like, what? I was young. Well, excuse me, what? I mean, it's not like it wasn't like hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was like tens of thousands of dollars, and they're like, no, you got to go downtown. I'm like, okay, fine. So I go downtown. And they gave me this fucking hard time, like really hard time. I'm like, and this was 20 years ago. I'm like, no, give me my fucking money, And I got it in 5s and 10s. It was ridiculous. But you're right. BlackRock has been a huge problem. They will continue to be a huge problem. And it is politically motivated. And it is all from the Uniparty. Grendel Vivat, because they understand culture is important. You see how this works? This giant investment firm that gets investments from both parties understands how important culture is. So we will invest in things like Disney, and we will create things like ESG to socially engineer. Fortunately for us, socially engineering society through all facets does cost money, and it's not very profitable over long periods of time. Remember, they had reserves of cash, massive reserves. California had a massive reserve, according to California, a couple of years ago, and they're gone. It's gone because ESG, woke politics, woke Hollywood is not profitable. Just saw the woke go after Michael Caine for the 1964 film Zulu and its white nationalism. Caine called it the biggest load of bullshit he'd ever heard, and I agree. It's a historical drama. That's all. It's a movie. Dragon 651 for $20. Need to remake Malcolm X with Denzel, but he's white because I can't see myself in a Black Panther member. Got to be mine for $2. Must send first super chat for the hysteria. Balls. I got to get that right. Thank you. Thank you. Got to be me. Mav Dick 96 for $20. As I've gotten closer to God, seeking Russian orthodoxy, I have come to hate my degenerate self. Also, every single time I hear y'all say April O'Neil, I can't help but picture a prawn star. It does have a prawn star name. It does. It does. All right, let's go to some new stuff. No, God, I did that wrong. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Sky Cloud Drain. LOL, your tax dollars are funding woke corporations. They subsidize companies when they fail. Yes, they do. That was one of the reasons I moved out of California. Now, I can't do anything about the federal taxes, though I am forced to pay those, but I chose to stop paying California state taxes by leaving. One of the great motivators to leave is, well, I'm going to defund California. I'm not going to pay for any of this fucking woke garbage anymore. So I left to a state with property tax, but they don't have state tax. And wow, what a difference. Taker 610, I mean, like California state tax was fucking gnarly. Taker 610 for $5. Black Lightning on Netflix is hilariously woke. It is like every college meltdown video in the TV show, white male principal and diverse students. I remember watching Black Lightning for like an episode and going, wow, it's a BLM Lightning. The business don't fail because the government backs them. The woke crap is government backdoor payments fed by intelligence agencies to push propaganda. Read Mark Dice's books and see his monologues. I agree. For $10, I absolutely agree. Sky Cloud Drain. And I am familiar with Mark Dice. Gavin brought this stream has Tourette's energy. Yes, he did. Gesture of Roanoke for $2. Charles Morris for super chat. A purely selfish question. I own a true first American printing of The Hobbit. I'm looking to sell it. Are you interested in owning one? Yeah, Charles, email me. I mean, like, not a multi-millionaire, but holy shit. Yeah, email me. Absolutely. Gary@nerdrotic.com. THX1138 for $20. Need that dump button when Ryan has a stroke live on FNT and says, it would be a difficult, mein Führer. Nuclear reactors could, hey, I'm sorry, Mr. President, nuclear reactors could provide power almost indefinitely. And they could, by the way. The Grizzly for $20. Oh, this is part 2. Where's part 1, Grizzly? There's part 1. This is $30 total. Thank you. Also wanted to say that Godzilla is the longest running film franchise with 34 movies that took them 70 years with long decade breaks in between for people not to grow tired of. And I love Godzilla. Godzilla. 70 years. Wow. Disney Marvel did as many movies in less than 12 years and will probably end up killing the entire American film industry with it, especially if this is a 2008 scenario where nobody has expendable cash anymore. It is, bro. Save up, folks. It is. It's a Gundam as an FNT guest would be great. He's been on Deep whatever before, and we'll have him on again soon. Love Gundam. Thank you. Doc Walk says statistics mean absolutely nothing to the individual. Numbers are easily manipulated. Totally agree with that. Fat Steven Seagal, what's up, baby? Am I late? I just got out of fascist camp. No, you're not late. You're ready. You're ready. Let's get a little more fascist. All us people who hate centralized government. Let's be fascist. Let's be more government. Let's be fucking commie and fascist and socialist. Let's ramp up that government. Julian Palmer for $5. The world you were born in no longer exists. Meme hits harder for Gen Xers. Shared pillars and values of country and culture were perverted, not conserved. Yep. Very disappointed in Gen Xers. Gavin is the worst of them. He's a leaf who jumped on a bandwagon and worked an easy side for the money. Should have the ban button on shortcut. Yeah, I never thought about having one. You know, now I do see John the Great for $5, but I've never had a reason for ever having that. Ever. I thought Gavin's pranks was tasteless, but the way you guys handled it was excellent. All hail for FNT and the fellowship. Thank you, Lee McGovern. Oh, I laughed. I fucking laughed. As I said last night, if that was happening on like his show or something like that, I'd fucking laugh. But you know, as time went on, we were keeping an eye on things. I was trying to keep an eye on things and keep the show going. And I was noticing, wow, nothing's happening. Okay. I'll be honest, man. I've been drinking. I've seen the drinking arguments explained what happened last night, but my opinion seemed like what we call henhouse dust here in Arkansas. It's what we call here henhouse dust in Arkansas. Love you, man. Hail FNT and El Chat. Yikes McGee for $9.99. Cheers. Becca Robinson for $4.99 British pounds. Gary, we really enjoyed last night's Friday Night Tights. Thank you for everything you do for me here in Leicester. She says Leicester in the UK. Thanks. Hey, Becca. Hopefully I'll see you when we go over there in September. Good on you for being the bigger man in the argument, Gary, though. Judging from Gavin's stunt last night, that's not too hard to do. It's... Oh! 200 watt studio for $5. I like the season of Picard. Writing is good. The synergy of Vatic throwing a ship at Titan in episode 2 and Titan throwing an asteroid at Vatic back in episode 4. Yep. And that scene in the bar in 10 Forward between Picard and Shaw was just that was good drama. The Discord chat was going hard last night. In other news, went to Half Price Books and found Daredevil 118 through 137. No. Oh, minus 131. Yeah, so it's minus the first appearance of Bullseye with 131. Today, good haul. Fuck yeah, that's a great haul. Oh my God. By the way, my co-host, Sci-Fi List, is wrong about pineapple and pizza. Well, good. No, getting 118 through 137, brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Sucks you missed the first appearance of Bullseye. All right, we're going to get to the olds. Let me check in, make sure I haven't even looked at the screen yet. Okay. Hi, chat. Hi. How you doing? Oh, my God, there's 5,000 people? Hi. All right. Here we go. Can I get Gavin to say Hail Cobra? Says Gabe. I think that's what he tried to do, but it was more of a worm than a cobra, we'll just say. Lex Entropy for $20. Great to see Gavin on. I've been subscribed to Censored since day one. I think we all agree we need to do our part to take the culture back. We do. And there's parts of facets, but ignoring pop culture is suicide. It's just what it is. Ignoring it, dismissing the people within it. You are dismissing a giant number of people who would agree with you normally. Hey, all. I was laid off around the time last year. I'm sorry. Because the economy was too good to keep me. I am starting trade school next week to change careers. Good. You guys help me stay upbeat during this dark time. Thank you. Steve, thank you for being here. Good luck in trade school. You will be needed. You will be needed. Big Mike for $2. I'll KO a kangaroo with my hog. Yeah, Gavin won't. Dwayne Neeson for $9.99. Proud family show. This proves the point of a culture war is trying to bypass the parents. Showrunners purposely put woke shit in the full backing of Disney. Yeah, because they want to bypass the parents just like they do at school. It's the same damn playbook. Aridin Royce for $20. It's never been about money. It's been about logic. Like Shad said, it's about the agenda. They will go bankrupt 3 times over if it gets them one kid. Yep. They're very resolute in their propaganda. and their authoritarianism because they are true believers. They are true believers. Saying rocks for 5 British pounds. I once asked my Yorkshire friend to count how many partners he's had, and he fell asleep. Oh, Christian Wolf for $2. I feel like Gavin would like the Punisher. He would call him childish. Samuel John for 2 Australian dollars. Everyone needs to go to bed. We did eventually. You know what I did? I watched Jurassic Park with Mahler and Rags afterwards. After I streamed with Jeremy. So if you want to know, like, yeah, Jeremy, Ryan, and I were on Cobra Cast right after the show. So if you missed that, that's on D-Day Cobra. Random Entertainment for 20 British pounds. Good to see the last alliance of men and women against wokeness are on a live stream. By the way, have you guys heard of Despot of Antrim? He made a video called The Worst of Woke Awards. Check it out when you can. It's epic, so I will check it out. No echo here, says Brew to That for $2. Furry Kitten for $2. Corey Chase, he gets stuck everywhere. Get Gavin off, says Samuel John. Samuel John left another $2. Napoleon Bonaparte. Oh, hello, Napoleon. Play the video where Gavin yells at the audience at Alex Stein's show. So funny. That was for being on the phone. Yeah. For being on the phone. Hail Alex Stein, by the way. Very sorry to hear that he's suing his big booty Latina because he's blocked on Twitter. I stand with Alex Stein. Doomed Scholar Studios. Thank you for the $20 donation. I appreciate it. Patrick Milner for $2. Fentanyl is Liberty prequel trilogy Death Sticks. Yeah. Like I can't imagine anything stronger than opioids, that like the, Vicodin or Oxycontin. I can't imagine anybody like it. It's straight to the addiction. Like, is there any enjoyment in that? Created and designed by Pfizer. Fuck them all. Dude, 1286 for $20. We need a stream of just Gavin and Ryan talking shit about a bunch of people. I have come to conclusion that AI are bots were created by tech people who are tired of paying thousands of dollars to furry Rule 34. Well, yeah, I would almost agree with that if I totally understood it. This is so fucking funny. Gavin needs to come on more. See, Graham Murphy for $2. It's all over the place, folks. I never thought I would tune into FNT and see Quarterblack and Gavin McGarris with their shirts off. Hail Friday Night Tights. Guns a-blazing for $5. Yeah. Garrett's nipples were exposed on the stream as well. That was drowned out by Gavin's teeny tiny little peepee. Gavin looks like Monopoly guy did prison time. It's a great description. Let's give Biden back to the ground. Ooh, wow, Big Mike for $2. We'll all be back in the ground someday. I wish no ill will on our most popular president of all time, 81 million votes. I just wish he would retire quietly with all of his stolen money. Alpius for $5. My first job when I turned 17 was working at an IGA. It became a Lowe's grocery store out here in Texas. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about my first job was Burger King. Frank the Tank 285 for $5. Hail FNT and Quarter Black as would rate those 10 out of 10. Oh, Quarter Black's titties. Yeah, I think he would. Aaron Pipes for $5. Stop picking on Az. He is having to feed and water the ducks. Plus, he is still looking for the spell in Hogwarts that puts boobs on dudes. Ian Peter Davison for $5 Australian dollars. Gary, I don't believe guests should trigger other guests, and Lord of the Rings is fiction. I mean, guess I have no control over that. I certainly, I mean, you mean co-hosts? Our co-host, like everybody can handle it. Christy's familiar with Gavin. Jeremy knows what's up. Ryan knows what's up. Shad knows. Everybody can handle it. Gavin comes in hot. Video games are for children, says Vladik Grudinov for $1.99. Yeah, okay. I'd like to see some 6-year-old play Elden Ring. All right. Well, they probably can. It's probably a bad analogy. It's probably better than me. Video games are for his good friend Anthony Cumia loves video games. Plays video games. And I am somewhat of a gamer myself now. Yes, this is true. We'll get some gaming back in soon. If it's a good story, I like it. And I love Witcher 3. Freaking love it. Shane Bentley for $9.99. I've got Matt Ryan, Atlanta Falcons Funko Pop. If it weren't for my Georgia Bulldogs and Atlanta Braves, I would have had a sad sports life if it weren't for them. Yeah, Funko Pops, didn't they start out as bobbleheads? Like bobbleheads are fine. I like the sports ones. I collect what you want. I think pop vinyls really represent like the fake geek girl more than anything. That's what they turned into. There's just so many of them. And then now they're dumping 30 million worth in a landfill without I have to agree with some people on Twitter. You couldn't donate that shit. You have to dump it into a landfill. Here's a Scandinavian. We burn our trash and keep homes warm. Not like in the Americas throwing it into a landfill. Yeah. Oh, well, we can't because that would create particulates, Finn. Particulates for the air. For the air that has particulates in it already. Hi, everyone. Love listening to y'all. At this point, the Flash movie should just be Ezra Miller running around in a trench coat, says the Maester for $4.99. Yeah. Nah, that's his real life. Gary, what are your thoughts on the bird? Which is the bald eagle? What? I don't even know what that is. A Papa 6 for $4.99. Sorry. I like bald eagles. What the hell? I have to pay $10 a month to hear Gavin's old man stories. Why are you getting it for free? Oh, yeah. Well, I say, so do I. I paid $10 a month too. Rico San 13. Zach Toll for $4.99. Gavin, can I have Michael Malice's phone number? I know you got it. Hail FNT. Michael Malice. Good old Michael Malice. Another provocateur there. Gavin, don't you have a screwdriver tattoo? The band says Alpius for $10. Maybe he does. Ian Peter Davidson, $5. I can read a book, I think. The last nonfiction book I read was America Before by Graham Hancock. I am seeking the way for $5. The best part of this whole stream is watching X-Ray Girl react to Gavin. Someone has to clip her reactions. They're pretty golden. Maybe I should rename myself the White Kaiju, Southeastern Kaiju for $2. Yeah, that would be good. It's like the White Shadow. Remember that show, The White Shadow? Bradman for $9.99. Been to Iraq and Afghanistan with a copy of The Hobbit in my cargo pocket. Hell yeah. I'm glad you made it back too. Thank you. Thank you for making it back. Truly. I've been shot and seen people of all ages die. If my Pokemon collection makes me a child, then I never grow up. Fuck it. Yeah. No apologies. As I said, there's an old prison saying, there ain't no shame to my game. None whatsoever. Don't care what Gavin thinks. I really don't care. I freaking love this shit. This shit is art to me. So, you know how people go to the Louvre and they enjoy their paintings, not modern art. Modern art mostly is shit, but classic art. I see this the same way. This whole room is to me an art project. I'll leave it to the critics to figure out what the themes are. Crazy, obsessed, OCD. It doesn't matter. This thing makes, I didn't have to do, obviously, considering my most watched video, I didn't have to do this. I put each one of these things up by hand. I dust this thing every fucking day, and I love it. And then it bleeds out a little bit into my house. I've got this home theater with all my physical media, my shitload of physical media. And then I got a game room downstairs. And I'm not even a gamer. It was for the kids. And a giant Superman statue that wouldn't fit here. My Spider-Man pinball machine from the store. But the rest of my house looks pretty fucking normal, you know? Okay, that's not entirely true, but mostly normal. Like if you go in our kitchen, it looks like a normal kitchen. A lot of, you know, paintings with skulls. And I have 6 Ralph Bakshi cells from Lord of the Rings on my stairway. A lot of shit. I love it. I fucking love it. I wish I could put it all out. No regrets at all. Oh my God. You know, before I go, I took out my Gandalf the White, the new one. The sideshow came out. It's fucking awesome. With Shadowfax. And then I got my Q today too. I'll show those before the stream's over because they look amazing. Manifested Destiny for $20. I used to think I like Gavin. Then I realized that children affect my world. A kid born today affects my life 18 years. That means what they consume affects my life. It does. It absolutely does. You know, and I get doing crazy stuff on streams and I know who Gavin is. And ultimately it's my responsibility for bringing him on. It was my decision, 100%. I don't regret it because I didn't lose my channel yet. I may live to regret it. We'll see. But right now I don't. Right now I don't. But Ryan said it. I believe it was on. I don't know if it was after the show, during the show, during Jeremy's show, but he was spot on. Kind of hard to call out kids drag shows when you whip your fucking dick out on a live stream. It's not exactly being consistent. Not saying kids are, well, my kids were watching, but my kids can handle it. But I can't say if anybody else's were. It's not something I want. I am seeking the way. I've read that one. Mr. SQ for $10. Hey, Gavin, where did your neck go? It's called age. No, it might be behind his beard. Jeremy David for $5. Gavin's drag queen story hour analog is wrong. Kids are naturally interested in comics and video games. Drag queen story hour is foisted upon them. Yeah, maybe I missed that part. I was probably doing some technical stuff. I don't remember hearing that part. Bad analogy. Yeah. The little kids aren't going to know. And that's what the teachers know. That's what the teachers know. But you see, it didn't stop with drag queen story hour. Then it became drag shows. It's almost like certain entities within teachers unions are trying to be provocative and provoke people. And I would ask, plead with everyone, don't do anything other than call it out. Call it out all day. Call it out, peacefully protest. Don't do anything fucking stupid because they will be able to run with that fucking narrative and it will be tragic. And no, we don't want people getting hurt. We don't. But it seems like they want people to get hurt. It really does seem that. It seems like they're trying to stir it up so somebody gets hurt. Don't want that to happen. Jeremy David, thank you for the $5. Y'all going to tell me the tooth fairy isn't real? I wouldn't tell you that. Papa Sot for $10. Gavin, man, I didn't know you were still around. I found your stuff back in the Gamergate days. My favorite vid after that was when you talked about the feminist saying she would be happier as a housewife. That's a good video. One of his best. You can find it. I think it's Rebel News. I couldn't play it because Rebel Rebel News is fucking terrible when it comes to copyright claiming. But fuck Rebel News for that. But he talks about being it says it's something like I'm an anarchist or I'm a punk rocker, I'm not a conservative, but the whole argument leads you into like modern day. It's a very well done video. Like Gavin can be fucking great when he wants to be great. Santa Denier says animate acumen for $2. Beyond Intention for $4.99. C.S. Lewis. When I became a man, I put away my childish things, including the fear of childlessness. Childness and the desire to be very grown up. Well said. I messed that up, but well said. Christian Wolf for $9.99. Shaq is still a huge Superman fan, and he would destroy most men in a fight. Plenty of MMA fighters and NFL players like superheroes too. Go to any jiu-jitsu gym, and it's filled with nerds. Yeah, absolutely. Nerds are fucking everywhere now, and it's great. And I love that part. And the left, the progressive commie left, understood that. But things have gotten so bad now that we have some brave souls who are classic liberals calling this shit out. And some have been for a long time. And we need that to happen. They need to call it their own, but we're going to continue to call it out too. We need kids to be kids again. Yes, Joseph Brown. Reading, writing, arithmetic, playing sports. Reinstitute dodgeball into elementary schools for sure. Maps go on the wall for $2. Absolutely. Politics is downstream of culture. Yep. Poor Andrew Breitbart. Wolf Vermillion for £5 As made a good call. God damn, this is a painful watch. Gavin, I hope you regain your touch someday. Yes, indeed. As was on assignment. Levi the Wielder for $19.99. So the man who shoved something in him to own the libs wants to stay actually challenging the woke culture in their domain is wrong and childish. Okay, bud. Yeah, we mentioned that. We were talking about Jack Murphy. It's like, oh, we're going to have a guest who shoves something up his ass. That was Gavin. Jake CB for $5. Unfortunately, Gavin is too much of an elitist New York hipster for the show. Otherwise, love his comedy. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to some new ones now. Okay, we're going to flip back to new stuff. I read that one. I like this. I read that one too. Underwater Studio. The Discord chat was on fire. I read that one. You need to build a new wall in a new room where you should start collecting indie comics and figures like Bond's The Cursed Child with Red Wall or something. Have a great evening. Well, Nerium, Noah, that is always a possibility. Thank you for the 100 Czechoslovakian pesos. I have walls in my bathroom. Now, my bathroom doesn't have a shower. It's just a head. So I've got a giant, those vinyl banners. I've got a Fellowship of the Ring 6 foot by 9 foot vinyl banner in there. Some Doctor Who figures. Maybe I can have an indie wall. Gary, my Lord and bearded Savior. I don't know about that. When are you coming to London? And I want to say hi and have a quick chat with you. Love you, man. Says Kung Fu Hot Dog for £5. We are going to be there early September. I'll get you exact dates by Monday. Mrs. Nerdrotic and I are working them out tonight. Hail, Gary, can you recommend a good hotel close to the Millennium Phantom Bar for the Vegas meetup? Judicon for $5. A good hotel. Are you just looking? Okay. I would say that, okay, so the Millennium Phantom Bar is near the Stratosphere. I wouldn't call the Stratosphere a good hotel. I wouldn't. The Wynn is very good, but expensive. If you're looking for a good price and a decent hotel, I'll still say, because we stayed in Treasure Island and it was fine, but it wasn't great. The elevators were kind of creaky. But Excalibur is cheap. It's fun. It's clean. Go to Excalibur. You're on the Strip. I don't say it's necessarily close, but you can just grab an Uber and get there. Millennium Phantom Bar is way on the other end of the strip. It's past the Stratosphere by 2 or 3 blocks. You walk by like Viva Las Vegas Wedding Chapel, where I got married, and a couple other places. But I would highly recommend taking an Uber, because you start getting into semi-sketchy areas of Vegas. And while it's safe there, just take an Uber. It's $10. You know? Or you can drive there. There's a parking lot. There is a parking lot right across the street from Millennium Phantom Bar. It's like a couple bucks to park there. I missed it. What happened on the stream, Marshall? Oh, nothing. Just Gavin McGinnis whipped out his dick. Yeah. Hi, loved your last night's stream. Looking forward to September meetup, says Ade Robertson for $4.99. Yeah, I can't wait to get to the UK. Going to London. We'll be all around the country, though. There were some defending Gavin and some bashing him. Yes, it was all over the place. And that's good. That's fine. Speak your mind. Okay, this is Sir Ubasan for $50. Gotta take a sip for the working man. Why is the only humble director in California just from Sonic 1 and 2 for fans? It's not hard for Eric July, Critical Drinker, Razor, and others to make nostalgia for the past. By the way, can hobbyists contribute to the Iron Age even if they aren't making it monetary? Yeah, just share it. Just share stuff. Share out the projects as much as you can. Support it that way. And that's that. There you are supporting. You are definitely supporting. Thank you, Sir Basana. Anthony Curtis for $4.99. As a family man, there is nothing more legit than old school Marvel movie night with the family. Gavin has no idea what he's talking about. Nope. David Brown has 2 parts. I got to find the first part. Don't know where it is. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Matthew Hammond. David Brown, I'll get back to you. Okay. I got to find your first part. All Hair Saturday afternoon after party, SAA, does not roll off the tongue as well as Friday Night Tights. No, it doesn't, Matthew. You're right. I respect you and have been a big fan of FNT since 2020, but yesterday's stream was the worst. Political guests don't get the nerd culture, and they look down on people with love and who love it. Gavin insulted hosts and chat. Also, bring back Az. Well, Az will be back. Az takes some shows off, just as Jeremy takes some shows off. I'm the only one that really doesn't. The Desi Thinker for $20. Az will be back next week. So will Benny. Benny's political, but Benny, we're going to talk. We're talking nerd stuff next Friday, so don't worry. I'm not going to be breaking down the Biden administration or any of that shit. We don't deserve FNT, says Jarslav Zaruba. I don't deserve you because I can't pronounce your name. Damn it. Thank you for the 100 Czechoslovakian pesos. Gunner, I don't see what Jack Murphy sees in that guy. Oh, Gunner, for 20 Norwegian krona. Flagrant triggers $5. Az takes the piss out of FNT. Gavin puts it back in. Well, that doesn't sound very equitable, Gary. Boobs greater than Johnson's? Lady Gravemaster, yes. I'm not. Lady Gravemaster, when did I ever say anything was going to be equal or equitable at Friday Night Tights? Boobs, case by case basis, no Johnsons. It's my rule. My house, my rules. Enzo Krill for $5. Well, Gary, you can now add FNT to the list of cultures that have a flood myth. See you Sunday. This is true. How do you counter people who say that Superman will fly, fully support the woke agenda, including everything about that's happened with his son? Tommy Tables for $13.99. I would counter it with everything that happened to his son is non-canon and it was done purely for agenda. They aged him up. I think Superman is always supposed to be the best of us, and he wouldn't worry about the trivial arguments of gender or anything else. He'd be worried about, the meteor falling on Earth, saving a cat. I think Superman would always take the high road. But as far as what happened to his son, well, if Superman like had a gay son, I'm sure he'd be fine with it. But to age Superman's son up, make him gay, give him a boyfriend, get rid of Superman, and think people were going to like that, that's seeing the world the way you want to see it, not seeing the world for what it is. And that is true. That's acting like an infant. That is adults acting like an infant. Fat Steven Seagal. I love that when you say my name 3 years on YouTube this April. Dude, congratulations, man. He is meme-tastic. Bubba Doom. We need more music from Gundam. That cat's got pipes. Yeah, he does. Seriously. Very talented fellow there. Aquelp 2 for $5. Unfortunately, that Stallone didn't appear in Creed 3. He would have been the only actor to portray the same character in 6 different decades. Wow. That's such a shame. Such a shame. Geos Marcos for $10. So, it sucks because I watch/read entertainment to escape this reality, not be reminded of it every 5 seconds. These companies don't get it. I love fiction. Escape to other universe, not be bombarded with the real world woes. Says Sky Clouddrain, or called, is it Cloudrin for $20. Agreed. Especially with, the stuff I like to read is timeless stuff, and I'm not really into ripped from the headlines. Fuck that. Have you read The Darkness That Comes Before by R. Scott Backer? No. Makes Game of Thrones look like a kid's book. Highly recommend. Oh, I'll check it out. Thank you, Known Coiner, for $10. Mike McGinnis, Finding Ancient Gavins. He's no more punk than the current Jello Biafra, who is now just a TDS cuck. Yeah, Jello's pretty disappointing. The man who called out Jerry Brown back in the day in a great song. I swear to God, I have never. Well, you know what? Jello got canceled. DK got canceled, and he never recovered from that. Argued with the band members. It's just the way it went down. I swear to God, I have never abandoned any FNT in 3 years, but I bailed after a half an hour of Gaddis. I was yelling the whole time, and Gavin was suckering the boys into playing his game. Well, I'll talk to people. I'll always talk to people, and I can hang. But he's a provocateur. He's very good at what he does. Thank you, Paint Chips, by the way. But I think he dug his own hole because, he was outnumbered for one. That wasn't really fair. Clam Hammer for $19.99. First time super chat. Love the show. Been watching for years. Just got stationed in Georgia after 2 years in California. Oh, thank God you got out of there. Gavin is terrible. Alex Jones was way better. Alex Jones is awesome. He'll be back. Alex will be back if he wants to be. Call sign Alucard for $4.99. Love ya, but turned off the show yesterday. Tired of clickbait conservative who cannot function in nuance. Wouldn't be surprised if he has an airport bathroom conservative. An airport bathroom. Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay. Clamhammer for $9.99. Thank you for the super chat. My first job was helping my grandmother with her business when I was 10. I actually started at $10 an hour. That's pretty good. And by the time I got a real job at 15, I was at $21 an hour. Fuck, that was great. P.S. First super chat. Thank you, Dr. Freeman 23. Appreciate it. Gary loves to play with his dolls. I do, Eric. That's true. Ticker 610. Do you use a projector or a TV for your theater? A projector. Taker 610. A projector. A 4K one. That's pretty good. The God of Gravy for $4.99. You know, a guest is bad when the best thing he could contribute was a fart in his mic. True. Rhino Helix for $10. I've been a fan of Gavin for years, but last night was a troll job from start to finish. I am only mad he cut short what is normally my favorite 5-ish hours of the week. Hail Friday Night Tights and The Fellowship. We've been sticking to 4, trying to 4.5. But do you have a Yoda Elvis on Black Velvet? I do not, Bubba Doom. I do not. Chris Cloud, thank you for the $10. Speaking of art, Melissa said the sculpture I sent arrived broken. Yes, but we fixed it. Was she able to mend it? Yes, absolutely. James I. Fowler, thank you for the $7 and thank you for the pineapple holding a piece of pizza sculpture. It is in our kitchen. Also, did you get the other pieces that I sent? I believe so. I'll have to ask Melissa. But thank you. That is in our kitchen. We'll take a picture of it. A Tim Dog 68 for $2. No As plushie out. The As plushie is out and they're being shipped. People are taking pictures of them. Okay, we're gonna go back to the old stuff. Back to the old. Got about 40 to go. Gavin, to quote the great Andrew Breitbart, politics is downstream from pop culture. Conservatives like you really need to realize this now before it's too late and we lose everything. Ben Ryder for $10. Could not agree more. And I believe we're getting the too late. But, to go to our next guest, somebody like Benny Johnson completely understands fandom. And that's good. What show did Gavin think he was coming on? Not really sure. I asked him that very question. Angry Badger for $1.99. Shelly Roberts for $4.99. Only 9% of women. Okay, clearly we need eye candy. Lose the shirt, Ryan. Lose the shirt. Hayden 75 for $20. I work in the oil fields. I'm a consultant. I was also all about politics, but I moved back to my roots of comics, culture, and fun. The reason the bad stuff ended up in culture is because the conservatives have been dismissing it. And I love that. I love people calling that shit out. Keep it up. Keep it up. Atomic level cringe from Gavin. Feel for you guys. It's all good. It's all good. The pain is painful to watch. Who thought this guy was a good idea? That would be Hugh Janus. That would be me. I don't know if I thought it was a good idea, but I thought, what the fuck? Let's try it. I thought it would be a good idea, though. Clearly wrong. Watched Demon Slayer on cinemas yesterday, and it was packed. Would love to know how it compares to Ant-Man, considering Demon Slayer is the last episodes of previous season 2 episodes of a new one, which comes out in April. Joy Gal for $20. I think if given the chance, it would destroy Ant-Man. Absolutely destroy it. As much as I love Gavin, having him on the show is the worst thing you could have been trying to avoid being associated with the alt-right, says Atten Type for $5. I can't control what detractors will associate me with. But as a lifelong Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars, Marvel Comics, DC comic fan, that's absurd. It's absolutely fucking absurd. So somebody who worked very peacefully in San Francisco, California for 18 fucking years, won Best of the Bay. It's absurd. But people will be absurd. I cannot control that. And I am not going to base any, and I mean fucking any of my decisions on detractors. Ever. They are farts in the wind. Broncatron for $10. Hey, Gary, been a fan since before you and Jeremy were bros. You had Alex Jones on, Gavin on. Who would ever consider having Owen Schroyer on FNT or TNME? I'm not familiar with Owen Schroyer. Maybe. Or is it bad? I don't know. I know the name. Don't know much beyond that. Samuel the Infamous for $20. That attitude that it's for kids is why the push to turn kids against the parents and their countries is successful. It's why the commies are winning. Yep. And you know what's stopping them? That's fucking ego, folks. I've been calling it kid shit forever, and if I change my mind, I'll look weak. Well, that's a fucking insecurity. Changing your mind is just being an adult. It's being an adult. Rethinking things. I think differently on shit that I thought about 15 years ago. It's called being alive. It's so fucking lame. It's what the wacky woke have turned into, like entrenched, completely unwilling to listen to anything and you're just a fascist. If you disagree, one day you're a fascist, one day you're a racist, one day you're alt-right. Just fucking pick them. Who cares? What you are is a closed-minded, insecure, weak individual. The Exalted Patriarch for $4.99. Frostnick for the win. Make the shirt, Frostnick. That was pretty good. Vikel for $5. Gary, you know you're in trouble by having Gavin on here today. LOL. I do. I knew I was in trouble when Lofty Pixels was defending me. I'm kidding, Lofty. I'm kidding. Silver Fishstone for $20. I am not in trouble, by the way. I don't see myself as in trouble. I mentioned in jest to my wife, I'm like, it feels like we're doing something wrong. I love that feeling. But no, I don't feel in trouble. As a Baptist, I have this discussion a lot with friends. It's annoying that conservatives and Christian discount entertainment so much, despite how powerful it affects our country and world. Yeah, it's just like, guys, you can be devout. You can be into your religion, at least the way I perceive it, and you can still respect others' views on things. And I am very live and let live when it comes to certain things. I know I'm sorry. I can't go full anarchist because I think there should be rules, about keeping fucking weirdos away from kids. That's just me. The live stream is sponsored by Marvel's Echo, coming soon from Disney. I know, right? Because we had a lot of Echo problems. Aaron Pipes for $5. The tall nerd Gavin ran down probably earns more money in a week than he does in a year. Revenge of the Nerds. Revenge of the Nerds. How are we doing? Okay, we're doing good. Hail Friday Night Tights and welcome, Gavin. Great to see you all again. But today I'll have to miss the show live. My love and I are heading to the hospital to bring our third son into the world. God bless you all. Wow. I was a well-timed kid. Rick Sanchez for $10. Patrick Milner for $5. Just finished Chamber of Secrets. Haven't read it since middle school. Very good. Last nonfiction book, History of the World in 6 glasses. Oh, okay. There you go. William Shakespeare for $2. FNT would love to know your opinion on Vox Machina. I have no opinion right now. Animate Shanes for $20. Why is this guy here if he hates everything we all like? Well, I wanted to see, for one, if we could have a overall cultural discussion with somebody who didn't respect it and see if we could, have a debate on it. We did, and it didn't go well for him. Peckerwood for $10. Video games are another place you can simulate war without bloodshed, where you get to kill the enemy as opposed to watching a bunch of knuckle draggers bang heads on fake grass. I agree with that. I used to love sport, especially football, and now I don't. Fuck the NFL. They're never going to convince Gavin of video games, comics, or anything related. Nope, we're not. Thank you, Glenn Man, for $5. Rob Crawford for $5. The Iliad is a fantasy story, but also the West's oldest exploration of what it means to go to war. Yep. Stories matter. Shad 1, Gavin 0. Maps go to the wall for $2. Yep. Shad put him in his place. Cobra is right, says Zypher Light. Jeremy put him in his place. Lisa Mickelson for $5. Tuesday night stream was so much more fun. Haven't laughed so hard in a long time. All of you guys are so much more fun and awesome. Thank you, Lisa. I didn't catch all of Tuesday night stream. So what are you saying, Gavin? Is you're super boring? This is Vasilla Pro Reviews. I remember Owen Benjamin I read this one already. BMB Studios, the lose billions because they're buying influence over the next generation of voters. Yep, they're willing to do it, J. Cal. John Yarber for $10. Gavin should work at being a relevant podcaster like he used to be. Ooh, cuts deep, says John Yarber. Malcolm Mickle for $5. Please play Everything Woke Turns to Shit by Foundering on the show. It is his Odyssey channel. Very catchy song and on theme for the show. I'll look it up. I can't. Yeah. So it depends if it's really long or not. I'll try to keep it in mind. All right. Thank you, Malcolm. Edward Brown for $20. Hail to the fellowship. And Gavin Gary, you're looking good in that shirt I gave you in Dallas. That's right. Too bad I can't make it out of Vegas. Maybe next time. Chrissy, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Richmond, Virginia. Thank you, Edward. We appreciate it. Michael, 8,000 for $10 Australian. Hail Friday Night Tights. What's everyone's opinion on Gunn deciding to listen to the fans and trying to get Henry Cavill back for Superman? Feels like an appeasement to me and probably just baiting fans and normies. I didn't hear anything about that. I think it would be a very smart move. They did it. There's nothing wrong with going back, going, you know what? We were wrong. We're going to bring Henry back. That would go a long way to making people happy. I can't see that happening, though. But you never know. Malcolm, Mickey, turn off Marvel's Echo, please. I'll try. Let's get our story straight, as did it for Marshall. The Exalted Patriarch. Hail Friday Night Tights, hail chat, and long live the patriarchy. Gavin, I still have the don't let me do shots or Coke hat you gave me. I appreciate you. All the best from Sacramento. The Exalted Patriarch for 1999. Thank you. Hail to the fellowship. Happy birthday, Jeremy. Belated. I have a question for Ryan. What would you cast for live action? Kyle Katarn? Oh, I have to ask Ryan that one. Andrew Michaels. I'll ask Ryan. Thank you for the 200 Czechoslovakian pesos. Mark of reality for $5. I bet $5 in a kiss that they don't show up on time. Oh, that's true. Maculae Gallagher for £5 British. Been collecting Jackie Chan Blu-rays recently. Police Story and Dragons Forever. Great. Are prime examples of what talented and passionate filmmakers can do. Totally agree. Editor MG for $10. Keep up the good work. Thank you. BMB Jones wants to point out once again. Remember when Owen, he put this in 4 times. I got to read him. Remember when Owen Benjamin spilled the beans on Gavin faked his FBI and then went to France? Fun times. Did anybody think that was real? I mean, we were talking about Gavin McGinnis here. We're talking about Gavin McGinnis. I never thought for a minute was real. And then I was told by somebody it wasn't real. So there's he. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. Nick Weiser for $10. Thanks, Buzzy. What's up, Nick? You've always claimed that you were about the fans. Last night's discussion with Gavin proved that when you and your crew stuck up for the fellowship, men of action, you are stronger than all. Cheers. Cheers. And cheers to my co-hosts. Cheers to my co-hosts for that one. Gavin had a golden opportunity and he chose to piss it away. I'll repeat. Gavin had a golden opportunity and he chose to piss it away. From FMJHP762. You earned that one. Chef Nick Nero, been a member for 2 years and 1 month. Why is it I never know what to say when I got a free super chat? I guess hail to you, Nick. That's good enough. Sorry, day drinking, says Clamhammer for $19.99. You don't have to apologize. Enjoy your day drinking. I'm glad you get to do it because I can't. Also, I have deployed a total of 54 months to various countries, and I put down plenty. My 10 long boxes make me childish. What Gavin's such a grown-up? That argument is such BS anyway. Most guys are into something, okay? And to say that sports is any more or less childish than comics is utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I like and respect sports, but if you think about them, they're silly. It's great to have competition, but they're silly. There's men in tight uniforms rubbing up against each other. I fucking love wrestling. It's all scripted, and they're dudes in tights, and it's ridiculous. Like the old school wrestling was fucking great. So yeah, to say one is more than the other is just utter dog shit, bullshit, horse shit, dragon shit. Josh 316 for $100. Gary, do me a favor. Don't falter and stay authentic. I enjoy all of your content, even when you fanboy on shit Trek. Love you. It's not shit. I don't think it's shit. Love you too, man. And thank you for the $100. I'm going to be what I am. This is my last job. I don't want to work in Hollywood. I don't want to make a comic book. I don't want to make a movie. I don't want to do anything. I want to do this. This is all I want to do. This is it. And my Forbidden Frontiers show. Really loving that right now. That's tomorrow. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. We got Fat Steven Seagal, the memologist. The weakest argument is it's not made for you. Well, then chances are it won't be made for fucking anybody. You're absolutely right, Fat Steven Seagal. 100% right. Anthony Curtis for $4.99. Not going to lie. Want to address you as Mr. Nerdrotic now. Hail. Oh, wow. Well, thank you. It's like addressing me as sir, though. It makes me feel old, but I am. So I got to put that one up again because that's a good one. Lofty. You're right. Jackie Chan was fire. That was good shit. What's up, Lofty? How you doing? Okay. So we got last night's taken care of. I'm going to get today's taken care of somehow without X-Ray Girl. We can do this. We can do this. I believe in myself. Even though this, like, YouTube can get rid of the fucking dislike button, delete thousands of comments, falsely boost corporations, and they make a huge chunk of their money off fucking super chats, and they can't fucking figure out how to fucking organize them. Fuck's sake. Obviously, Gavin is into water sports, says Tim Dog 68. You are correct, and I'm not. I am not. That if you're an adult and you want to fly that freak flag and do all the peeing and pooping, whatever, do it in your room. Make sure there's plastic on the floor. Clean up after yourself. Don't care. Not into that shit. Hell no. I would rather collect action figures and have somebody piss and poop on me. That sounds like a very expensive therapy in the future. Not gonna lie. Oh, I read that one. Read that one. Read that one. Any plans to visit Ireland while you're in that area? Beautiful country, and the post office in Dublin still has bullet holes from the revolution. At least it did when I was there in 2009. Dancy, yeah, I'd love to visit Ireland. Isn't the TARDIS zone in Ireland? Go say what's up. I would love to visit Ireland. Hell yeah. I'm Scottish, though. That was news to me after I did the DNA thing. Now the government has all my DNA. Because I knew I was like a little bit Italian, a little bit German, but I'm mostly Scottish. It's weird. Did not see that one coming. Angry Yeti TV for $5. I plan on dedicating a channel to exposing Abbott once I have some money to dedicate some equipment, and would love to collaborate with you on it. Governor Abbott? That guy doesn't stand for anything. Just kidding. He's done a couple things I like, but he's like neoconish, right? I mean, he's no DeSantis, but he's fucking better than Newsom. But yeah, like Angry Yeti, yeah, like reach out. I don't know much about him. See, I saw people sharing the discussion between Michael Malice and Joe Rogan, and listen, in their defense, you're on a podcast. You're there to shoot the shit. It's stream of consciousness, whatever. And they talked about Texit, right? And people were memeing on him saying, look, a guy from California and New York talking about Texas politics. And I just responded, I've been here for a year and I just figured out where West is without a fucking beach. So I'm not going to say shit. I'm going to acclimate and learn. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be that fucking California going, okay, Texans, y'all got to change everything right now to suit my needs. No. Fuck no. I'm going to sit here, shut my fucking mouth, sit in the back and watch and learn. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm glad to be here. Everybody's been freaking great. Took my very first walk around my neighborhood today. It's fabulous. It's fantastic. It's so great. So great. It's so normal. American flags and mowed lawns and people walking their dogs and people who wave to you. I'm like, I got to get used to that. I'm used to being flipped off. I'm from California, or told, what was that? Okay. One of the last times I was there, I was pulling up to, this is one of the last times I pulled up to my old house where I can freely talk about where I used to live in the Crocker Amazon off of Mission, the outer Mission, like right at the border of San Francisco and Daly City. So I'm pulling up to my house and I'm at the stoplight. This big old black guy's right at the, about to cross the street, and he looks straight at me. He's like, I'm going to kill your fucking white ass someday. I'm like, did I sleep with his mama? I was like just really confused by that statement, but looked at me dead in the eye and said that. This is, yeah, probably had a lot to do with the summer of love, but not really sure. I'm like, man, can't wait to get out of here. I like the hi neighbor much better than that. That's like, like that's the kind of shit that was going on. You're walking down the street, people are telling you fuck off. It's like it really, when London Breed's dumbass said defund the police, like the what respect for the rule of law was there went out the fucking window. And you can tell things were just, it's like, it's a feeling like in prison, you could tell when there was about to be a fucking riot. And it felt like that. I'm like, oh man, I've got every red flag just going, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out now. It didn't happen, but like shit was like people were getting assaulted and crime has gone nuts. Yeah, I like it better here in Texas. GM is like Gamma Guinness is like Milo. Dude is always trying to agitate for the sake of it, and that's his style, which is the same because it drowns out the message. Not entirely genuine, like the GOAT, Alex Jones. Yeah, Alex Jones is not a. People think it's not a shtick. I mean, he's a little calmer, but like that's what he is. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, both Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. That's Jeremy. That's Ryan. Ryan is on all fucking day. Same with Az. Like, and it is a shame because I think Milo and Gavin, especially a few years ago, I was watching them. They did good work. It was funny. It was provocative. Made people fucking think. It was pissing off all the fucking snowflakes. But man, there's a point where you got to dial it back and be genuine. You can't be provocateur, crazy pants all the time. But they're totally necessary. You cannot have change in culture without them. You just can't. That's why you need assholes like you need Matt Walsh. You need those people. Those people need to be here. If they choose to have a big blind spot that's going to pull the rug out from their entire fucking argument at some point, well, that is their decision. Life is full of choices. Hale, I saw both Top Guns for the first time last week and was lucky to find a theater with Maverick. Wow. I can't believe it's still in the theater. Love both of them. I'm curious how would you rank the Star Trek shows per Alex Kurtzman and JJ? That's easy. It's super easy. If you're just in case you're new around here, be prepared. So Picard season 3 is good. 7.5, approaching 8 out of 10. Good. Everything else is utter and complete vandalizing culture, vandalizing the corpse of a franchise, utter dog shit. It's a corpse made out of dog shit and human shit and sewage. Alex Kurtzman is the aborted twin of Jar Jar Abrams. So yeah, Picard 3, everything else is shit. But thank you for the super chat. And Maverick is awesome. And I love Top Gun. Maverick is a fun, awesome movie. And it's a throwback. And I like a lot of stuff on Paramount. Tulsa King, great show. Great show. Not just a good show, a great show. One of Stallone's best performances. He's getting old, but the man's got chops. Can't forget he's a writer. And yeah, he's really fucking charming and good. Yeah. Kurtzman Trek is dog shit, though. Needs to go away. Terry Matalas should take over Star Trek. Again, you're not going to please everybody, but a lot of people are liking it. Red Letter Media, they liked it. I liked it. Critical Drinker liked it. Dave Cullen liked it, but it doesn't matter. It just depends on what you like. Gary, longtime lurker. Met you in San Diego at the Spider-Man No Way Home and in Orlando. Love you keep rocking, and yes, Pineapple Pizza rules. Yes, it does. Happy Blade was postponed as the original, as with Wesley Snipes as one of my favorites. Some mofos ice skate uphill, says Ace Yeager. Thank you for the 1999, brother. Yeah, we haven't heard a word about Blade. Marshala Ali's Blade. And I think if they did a rated R version and got the right people, I think he'd be a good actor for it. The guy's a great fucking actor, man. No doubt about that. But no, we don't need any more. We got Wesley Snipes. Blade 1 and 2 are the shit. Absolute shit. Blade 3 is shit. So, yeah. Everything we love and cherish has been woke, nuked into glass, into tech tights, into little former franchise tech tights. Anime is all that's left. And bande dessinée. Bande dessinée. Don't count out those French comics, which are the shit. Red for $5. 3 Bear Thunder. I got my army ghost for you. 3 people saw one guy do 3 different things at the same time of night and swears he never got out of bed. Ooh, that's probably a holdover from our Eric wants to remind me, Gary, not just you, I've never missed an FNT. No, you have not. S-Law. Thank you, Eric K. What was I saying? Oh, that's a holdover from Forbidden Frontiers. Do you think James Gunn, younger Superman, will be John Kent and Gate? No, I don't. And with Damian being introduced, are they going for Super Sons? They might. Yeah, I think they're going to have. Super Sons was a good comic book, man. It's a shame that the DC's fucking retarded. They just are. Dan Didio, for every one good idea he had 10 fucking bad ones. And that's just from a retailer perspective. I think, inherently, I don't think it was a bad guy, but I thought he was a shitty leader, and they were like magpies, man. Like, at least relaunch now, relaunch again, stop it. And then, Rebirth was probably the last good thing they've ever done. The British ain't on FNT for one night, and someone whips their member out to Audacity. I know. Well, Mahler wasn't on AT for 100 Norwegian krona. Ian Young, Bible student here. The verse about childish things talks of ending spiritual gifts after the church matures, not inspirational stories or games. There you go. Lord Zedok for $25. Thank you for your content. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Nathan Henry for $5. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Aid Robertson, we effing love you. I love you too. Thank you for the $4.99 British pesos. I appreciate it. I'm writing a black superhero that's a combination of Batman and Spider-Man, but want everyone, including you, to enjoy it. It's your opinion. What's the best way to do that without being woke and divisive? Write a story that you would love. Right. If it's your first time, you're probably not going to knock it out of the park, but just write a story you would like. Start with you. And I think that would be the best way to go. I'm saying that as somebody who does not a writer. I have written in the past, but I'm not a writer. No. I think that's a question. If you have a chance, direct it at Drinker. But if I remember, I'll ask Drinker that question. He's a writer. Bought the McFarlane Batman Hush and Keaton Batman statue. Hell yeah. I don't buy small plastic action figures anymore. The only ones I buy are Hot Toys. Oh yeah, I got to show this off. Hang on. Let's see if I can do this without completely derailing everything. Just a moment. Can't show shadow facts. That's too much. Where was I? You gotta look at this freaking Gandalf, dude. Okay, look at this. I think that's still available on Sideshow. If I can move my mic so you can see it properly. Yeah, super childish. Look at how freaking great that looks. He's losing his little. But we got to keep it focused here. It's brilliant. It's well done. It's so much better than the last one. And it comes with the shadow facts and rooted hair. Then he used to be on my mic. Now he's here. Look at that. That looks fucking dope. Yep, totally childish. Totally childish. And I don't give a fuck what anybody's thinking. And like, yeah. How many kids can afford these fuckers? But those are the newest additions. And I will admit, I'm going back to watch old Star Trek now. I've been invigorated by the new Star Trek, which I didn't think was possible. Kind of a miracle. Kind of a miracle. We got a donation from Ronan the Crusader for $50. Sorry for the lack of donuts. Don't ever apologize. It's thank you for anything. Last night was unexpected, but hilarious nonetheless. And regardless of Gavin's opinions and member, I think inviting people that disagree with you works for conversation. Mad respect for you, Jeremy, Shad, Ryan, and the others. Absolutely. Hey, we got to try it. It didn't work. I'm like, objectively, it didn't work. It just didn't. But thank you. And we are going to try, and I'm going to mix things up. And the co-hosts know that. And I mean, we were all like, ooh, how's tonight gonna go? And it was controversial, but like we knew it would be, just not in that way. I mean, I fully expected the detractors to detract, to bite the ankles. But as far as like flaming hate, I mean, yeah, we got some emails and and good. Tell us what you thought. That's fine. That is fine. But the worst one I got was about last week. Which I just thought was funny as fuck. I'm like, in all this, somebody's complaining about our trailer reaction to Peter Pan. Gavin trolled, befriended FNT to cancel it. Angry. I don't know why you'd want to cancel it. I just don't. I think he's just, as another YouTuber defined him, Gavin is feral. I've watched him long enough to know like he's just feral. Gavin showing up, Gary showing off Gandalf. My God, how childish it is. At least that's what that's what Gavin's wife's boyfriend says. Oh, there you go. Sorry, the NR Aragorn is better. Is it? Is it? I'll have to look. This one's pretty good. The in art Aragorn. Oh, I ordered that. I should be getting that. But I can't I've already got all the Osmus stuff, and I'm not gonna a nicer head sculpt is cool sometimes, but I'm not gonna get all that. It just got everything from Osmus, and I'm like looking over, and I've got everything. I even got like some Hobbit shit that you can't get in the States. D Brown, did you read my chat yet? I had to step away. Here, I'm going to search it right now. Because I couldn't find it, but I will now. I've got 4, Brown. So here, let's do it now. I see 2 of 2, but I don't see the first one, D Brown. I just don't. It's not here. So did you read my chat yet? Had to step away, and that's 3 of 3. I don't know. You don't have to send another one. Just put it in the chat. But it says politics are necessary in this day and age, but I don't feel like being consumed by it. Nice to have entertainment options about popular culture from people that don't hate me. Hail, keep moving forward. And no, we do not hate you. We love you. We just wish other people would respect that. Sorry, D Brown, I can't find your first one, like at all. Like at all. But if I missed it or anything and I can't get it to it today, email it to me and I'll make sure X-Ray go. Oh, wait, no, that's 3. That is so weird. Why are you showing up 4 times? Takes from Boomer Side for $4.99. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu and I'm building 40K minis right now. It's so silly that any person's preferences have to be universal ones. Right? Cardero, by the way, the proper nomenclature for man boobs is not moobs, it's middies. Check your colloquialisms, y'all. Once I can say them. Received my Nerdrotic and As plushies. They're awesome. Displayed them prominently on my shelf in my weight room. Now waiting for drinker plushie. That's great. No comprendo. When is the pop dump? I live in Phoenix and the store is at Western I-10. I don't know. God, I hate this YouTube system. This is where I miss X-Ray Girl. The reason we use X-Ray Girl is it will load. You go in the back room. You go in the back. There's a place called Earn. There's a place called Super Chats. And it's supposed to list like every Super Chat you get. There's a record of it. And you hit refresh, right? So you can get the new ones. Well, it doesn't do it in order. It will you'll read 3 and it'll insert 2 below the second. And I fucking fix this, YouTube. Jesus. That's why I got X-Ray Girl. Keeps her employed. Beth Coddington for $20. Love your content. Here's a donation to put towards a bodyguard. I don't need a bodyguard. But thank you. I got one. Mrs. Nerdrotic. Don't fuck with me. She will kick your ass. Joseph Benowitz for $5. First Gavin is what he whipped. First Gavin is what he whipped out. Vox Machina is a free primetime cartoon. Blood and violence is good. Oh, okay. I'll check it out. Do you remember Spider-Man and the Amazing Friends from the 80s? I do, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. When Iceman was straight and Firestar, yeah. Sorry, the Inart Aragorn is better. I saw it. No need to apologize. It is really good. Okay. Gavin tried a stand-up years ago at a New York club and died on stage. He was bombing so terribly, he pulled his pud out and then to ask Kurt Metzger about it. Oh, Kurt Metzger is my boy. Love Kurt. And we will ask. We're going to have Kurt on pretty soon. Which Gavin was worse for your health? This one or Newsom? Says Duck Dust FM for $4.99. Will gladly take his place once my sub count multiplies by 500. That is after I get one. Hail FNT. Hell yeah. Gavin Newsom. Not even close. It would take about 1,000 Gavin whipping his dicks out to equal what Gavin did to the policies of Gavin Newsom and London Breed and the idiots in California did to our family and hundreds of thousands of others. Never forgive, never forget on that one. Billy Badass. Hey, Gary, would you ever consider having Overlord DVD on FNT so you guys could debate him on his rumors? I don't know if he'd come on. I will debate anybody, but like which rumors? Which rumors? Now, people are free to run like with rumors. Never had a problem with that. It's just debating them. And, for me, this is what I've always said when it comes to the Scooper game. And this just isn't, this isn't Doomcock. It's everybody in the Scooper game, which you have a right to be in, by the way. There are people who have legit sources that run with stuff, and there are people who might not, or you also have to, like, the reason I don't do it is it would be putting my channel and my credibility on the line for some guy who emailed me. I just can't do that. I cannot do that. I will not do that. It's not worth it to do that. Now, over the last 6 or 7 months, because of woke Hollywood imploding, I've had more people talking to me, but not about specific projects, not about, whether a show is going to get canceled or anything. It's more of the bigger picture. Like, these fuckers are out of money. These guys are out of money. Or somebody, Drinker, talked about it because we talked to the same person. Somebody absolutely in the know at Disney said that they're lying about their budgets, that you have to add 50 to 100 million now. Odin said, well, they figured that out for reshoots and pickups. And he's right. And that's supposed to be involved. But now Disney particularly is reshooting so much, they're not reporting. Like, Ant-Man ain't making money. It's a flop because Ant-Man cost at minimum $50 million more than it was reporting. Marvel's, I'm told, $100 million. $100 million so that's Marvel's is going to be a $300 million movie. It will never make its money back. Don't know what Guardians was. I imagine James Gunn, being a pro, probably got that one under budget. There wasn't a bunch of reshoots or notes. They left him the fuck alone on that one. Flash, I am being told, is the most expensive movie ever made. I don't know how that compares. We have no idea what Avatar costs. I'm suspecting that was the most expensive movie ever made. And prior to that, Rise of Skywalker was the most expensive movie ever made. They will never admit that, but it was. So you hear stuff like that, I'll pass it on. But that's up to the person on the channel. They do what they want. But like I said, my credibility, I will not put it in the hands of an anonymous emailer or somebody I haven't talked to face to face on the phone over a long period of time. And I always try to ask them to put their name to it. Like, you go out and say it. Like, I don't need to say it. You say it. But a lot of times, people can't because they will get fired immediately. That's still the environment in Hollywood, and that sucks. That sucks. Love your content. Here's a donation to put towards I read that one. Gary, two kinds of Texans. Those who were born here and those who got here as quick as they could. Once you get it, you get it. Thanks. Rhino Helix, I appreciate the $5. All right. One last check before we go. Thanks for hanging with me today. Oh, holy shit. This one went long. My goodness. My goodness. Bless your hearts, by the way. We need more Papa Gundam. Aid Robertson, I will get X-Ray Girl on it. We do need more Papa Gundam. Flashpoint equals Black Superman. Maybe Marty Spicer. I think DC's too little too late. That's where I'm at. Hey, Gary, have you seen the Sideshow Collectibles Clint Eastwood signature set 1/6 and 1? Yes, and I'm getting them. Fuck yeah. Buzzard's got to eat. D Brown for $4.99. This was number one. Sorry. Oh, you didn't have to put it in again. Sorry. You were just talking about how Poway, taking a walk in Poway and coming back to the GG Heritage Roast and FNT Afterparty. Poway, walk in Poway. You mean my neighborhood? Oh, but I know Poway, like near San Diego. I know where Poway is. Tony Gwynn used to live in Poway. Gary, you should check out Despot Antrim. He's a good mix between Drinker and Mahler. I absolutely will. Absolutely. The more I listen to you, the more I realize how alike our mindset is. Great conversation each and every stream and video. Hail Nerdrotic in the chat. Jeremy Clarkson and all those that tell us how it is. Fucking hail Jeremy Clarkson. International fucking treasure. getting railroaded. I think they'll change their mind. That guy's like Clarkson Farm is such an endearing show. It's such a good show. I've watched one whole episode. I watched it with Mahler and as we were laughing our asses off. Thoughts on current Amazing Spider-Man comics, RIP Peter Parker. That's exactly how I feel. Eddie Brock 9043, but I dipped a long time ago. I have a complete run of 1 through 600, and I stopped at 600. And I don't even like 600 that much. Fuck Dan Slott. I thought he was terrible. It was just such a basic bitch average run. Kind of wish Ripa had been on last night. He'd have made Gavin cry. Love what you do, and I hope you come to Vegas. I'll be in Vegas, KT, for $5. Gavin does not understand how important stories, books, comics, movies are. It is called culture. My best memories with my father and 15-year younger brother are with this culture. It is a rope to which ties generations. I agree. Usagi Okimbo. You a fan of Usagi Yojimbo? That's a good comic. Hi, Gary. Comment about Picard. As a person who played Portal 1 and 2 as a kid, I died a little inside watching the battle with Vatic. Is it like Portal? See, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, with the portals. Yeah, okay. I like that scene. Now, they got rid of the tech at episode 4 because it was too powerful. But I thought that scene was great. But I'm sorry. I'm glad. Portal, I heard, is a very good game, though. Dan C for $20. Anyone realize released from prison should get all of their rights back? You have all of your rights. The government just disagrees. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, it is. Yeah, losing them absolutely forever, especially when I didn't use a gun. I wasn't against it at first because I was just happy to be free. But once it got past like 20 years, I'm like, I think there should be an automatic expungement period after 20 years. I think 20 years of towing the line, I don't think is that out of line. It's out of line. But, it just shows how authoritative the government is. And that's a very valuable lesson I learned behind bars, to not trust any of the motherfuckers. Speaking of childish toys, do you own any Lego? Yes. Benji Builds for $9.99. I have a TARDIS. I have McFarlane's version of the throne room, Game of Thrones. It's not technically Lego. I've just ordered Rivendell, and I've got a Harry Potter castle that I have not put together. Oh, and then there's the knockoff Legos that Doctor Who did, Character Builder. And I have a bunch of Dalek ships and a Cyberman factory and stuff. By the way, I told Az on TRBBC, the real BBC, but my Az Gary makeshift plushies arrived this morning on my birthday. By pure coincidence, my other gifts were the complete art of John Howe. Oh, and Alan Lee. Hell yeah. Tales from the Perilous Realm. That is fucking awesome. That is awesome. Thank you, Nathan Scott. That is a good birthday. Kenneth Dowling, thanks for the advice. Wish you the best, Nerdrotic. Oh, back at you. Thank you for being here. Okay, I've really got to go now. If I did miss any of these, X-Ray Girl will find them. Okay, and I apologize, but I do have to. It's like almost 4. Got to see my wife. Matthew Hammond has 2-parter here, so we'll get these last few in here. I understand the trepidation of starting the starting TV series when you do not care for the movie. Brad Wright and Jonathan Glasner made traveling through the gate into a series. Richard Dean Anderson brought levity to it. The worst of Stargate SG-1 episodes were the first couple of episodes as they determined where the show is going. Oh, I won't judge it harshly. I will watch it, Matthew. You know what? Fuck it. I'll start tomorrow. I'm going to probably have to watch a few episodes. What's up, baby? Thanks for the smoothie. You're smooth. It's 96 degrees in Texas. Happy summer, y'all. I'll start tomorrow, and I'm going to probably watch RRR this week. We have a big video coming out. I think Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I mean, it's like whenever Perry's done. No pressure. Whenever Perry's done. It's a top 5. And it was like I came up with the concept on the drive. I love driving. My brain goes free, and I just came up with this idea for a video. Like, I don't know how I didn't think of that sooner. I mean, obviously it was such a fucking no-brainer video. I'm like, wow. And I'm glad I waited because the timing couldn't be better. Because well, if you're a Gandalf member, I left you a preview. If you remember the Gandalf level. The first 2 minutes and 46 seconds of that video are done, and they are up as a preview. But I will watch Stargate. I've heard nothing but, like, listen, people were telling me, watch Babylon 5. Watch Babylon 5. It's great. It's great. Love Farscape. Love Star Trek. So I can't see. I gave my weak ass excuse. I was watching Battlestar, and it just, like, Stargate didn't look like up to snuff with Battlestar, and I hated the movie, and I was wrong. I was probably wrong. So, that's the way it goes. But I like having stuff to watch. All right. Thank you to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to Eric for never missing a fucking show. Never missing a show. You'll like the first 2 eps of Stargate. You get boobs. Boobs! Damn tricky. Speaking my language. Thanks to the Nerdrotics. Yeah, I'm sure the Discord was a little spicy. It's been a little... I've been through worse. I've been through worse. Like, this is... it's not even bad. Like, I'm going to move on. Somebody whipped out their dick on my stream. I had no control over that. Somebody had some bad takes. This is fucking internet. They're gonna have bad takes. What can I say? But it can't keep you from trying. Those who try the most fail the most, and fortune favors the bold. Isn't that right? So we do that, and we're not a bunch of pussies. We can handle it. And thank you all again for joining me today. Let's see if any of our friends are streaming. Who's streaming? Who is streaming? Is EFAP up? I think EFAP is going. EFAP is going. There you go. They're talking about Jurassic Park with Robert Meyer Burnett. Man, that sounds like some good entertainment. I would go over there. I'll probably be over there in the chat listening to you. I guess you could support X-Ray Girl and Az playing their silly, childish video games if you want to do that too. They're live streaming. They're very silly and challenging, and video games that a lot of adults like because they're cool. That game does look pretty cool, the Sons of the Forest one. Or you can join our good friends Mahler, Rags, and Fringy, and Robert Meyer Burnett breaking down Jurassic Park. A freaking great movie. A great movie. Either way. Or you got Dan at the Spacebook talking about Red Dwarf Reborn or Picard. Dan at the Spacebook is a good dude too. So that's what's on my subscriber list. I'll be jumping into probably all those live streams at some point. And I appreciate all of you. This will be on Nerdrotic Live. It will be unlisted, unlike last night where it went private. So if you are watching, you can continue watching. You can share the link with your friends. That is okay. That is okay. So look for our top 5 video. Oh, fuck it. It's top 5 MCU failures. Top 5 MCU failures. Will be out soon. And it's a Perry joint, so you know it's going to be freaking fire. And I will see you guys on Sunday, Forbidden Frontiers, Nerdrotic Live, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time with Adam Kragler and his coffee. Quarterback Garrett and his nipples. Maybe he'll show his nipples again. X-Ray Girl, who will not show her nipples. We don't want that to happen. But I will say, once again, we have a hard... That's probably not a good way to put it. We have a definitive rule for Friday Night Tights. No whipping out your Johnson. Boobs, case-by-case basis. Ciao, everyone.